Hi, I'm Becca Tobin from Glee.
And you're about to see if she can get 100% on the Glee Club quiz. I think you can do it.
I have a good feeling.
I think. Hey guys, so we are at the Young Hollywood studio with Becca Tobin.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. You were just saying you were dressed up like a Spice Girl all day yesterday on Glee.
For like 14 hours, I was dressed as Ginger Spice. I had like 700 clip-in red extensions in my hair, so like I'm still suffering from a headache, but just casualties of Spice Girls, I guess.
We're doing actually something really cool this spring, and we teamed up with H&M. When you're throwing out your clothes during a spring cleaning, you know, why would you throw them away and have them go to waste when they can be recycled and, you know, used as, you know, new garments? You can make something new out of it. So you were cool enough to bring a really awesome shirt of yours.
Yes.
Tell us about this.
Well, I have an
shirt.
overflowing drawer of just tank tops. I think I have like a slight addiction and obsession with them. And so,
color.
yeah, this one kind of shrunk and it doesn't look that cute on me anymore. It's good color. Yeah, it's great what you guys are doing.
Okay, so we're gonna play a quick little game.
Okay.
You have to guess on, are these people part of the Glee Club or not?
Oh gosh.
So we're gonna show pictures over here on the screen.
Okay.
Basically, if they have anything to do with music, you have to tell us yes or no.
If they're
Eddie Murphy,
Okay, so like if he has something to do with music at all.
is he, yeah, would he be part of the Glee Club?
Would he be? Okay. For sure.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Answer is correct. Robert Pattinson.
I don't think so. Oh wait, doesn't he have an album? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Channing Tatum.
I'm gonna say he could totally be in the Glee Club because of his sick moves, but I don't think he sings.
Oh my God.
Is that
You're
right?
really good at this game.
I just saw Magic Mike.
I would have said yes because of Magic Mike.
Really?
So I was like,
Yeah.
Russell Crowe.
Yes, Les Mis.
Yes. Oh my God. This is somebody who really knows her music.
I mean, I'm shocked.
Rachel McAdams.
I don't think she sings.
You are right.
Really?
Oh my God.
Thank God. Oh, she
Late
definitely
Miss
sings.
Sarah.
She definitely sings.
You are way too good. Mila Kunis.
I don't think.
She is so good. Oh my God. The answer is, you're right again. She does not.
She sings.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Wow.
I can't
You are-
believe it. I'm on a roll. I think he sings. Does he? He probably has like a Christmas album, right?
I mean,
Does he? I mean, that's.
the answer is yes, so I'm sure he does. Oh my God.
Okay.
Last one, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, for sure. She was on Glee. So yeah.
You just got an A+++++, 100%.
Thank you.
So when you started on Glee, I think a lot of people probably don't know that that was your first time ever even working on a TV show.
Yeah.
How did you pull that off? I mean, Glee's like up here. It's like what you want to graduate to when you're, you know, working in TV. Like, how amazing is that?
It was incredible. Like I still pinch myself, and we're 8 months into shooting. Yeah, I came from a theater background, Broadway, and that was really my ultimate goal growing up. So when this opportunity presented itself, I mean, who's gonna say no to Glee?
So, I mean, you're obviously the character that everyone loves to hate. I read that you had an older sister that sort of helped you, you know, become that mean girl. Did you guys fight a lot, or?
Yeah,
What?
we did.
There had to have been some stories of.
She's like my best friend in the whole world now, but I think growing up, we had an age difference of almost 4 years. So I was going through phases that she had already been through and was way too cool to deal with at this point. And we had crazy cat fights. Like, I mean, she was like the queen of like slapping and pinching, and
my God.
I bit. I was a biter.
Do you have any videos of this?
I'm
I feel like
sure
we
my
need to
mother
see
does.
clips.
Yeah, I think I pulled a lot of hair, and we just like we couldn't stand each other. And then she went away to college, and I started to miss her. And then as soon as I was in college, it was really crazy. We just started talking every single day, and you know, we just had more in common. And that aggression and like that crazy cattiness, I draw from those experiences for the show, for sure. It was hard in the beginning to do the show because I was getting such terrible things written to me, just on Twitter.
Like saying
That they hated Kitty and they hated me because they hated Kitty. And I think it was hard for me to not take it personally when they said mean things to me as the person, but then I have to realize that these fans are so loyal.
Right.
And they're so involved and so passionate about these characters that sometimes they forget that we're not these characters. So, you know, if I have to be kitty to these people, that's fine.
So I heard that you're, you know, really all about anti-bullying, and that's something you're like really involved in. I mean, it's a huge issue, obviously, and you know, with teenagers today. So what do you want to tell girls out there?
My personal experience with bullying was I grew up in Atlanta, and I was a theater nerd, like obsessed with musicals and tap dancing and all things that were not cool. You know, I was friends with a lot of cheerleaders and athletes and pageant queens, and so what I was doing was kind of, you know, unconventional, and I transferred schools my senior year. I dealt with a lot of bullying from like the resident mean girls there, and I got to a point where I just avoided going to anything social, no pep rallies, I didn't walk at graduation. Now, I'm playing them on TV, so you're welcome. We get older and we get stronger, and I think that being a part of this campaign just has been an incredible way to sort of get the message out, and it's really for the people being bullied and a way to say it gets so much better, and high school ends,
Life
thank
changes.
God.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
High school's never easy for anyone, and
No.
life definitely changes once you're out of there.
Yeah.
So just something funny you were saying earlier on Twitter, because what is your Twitter handle? Your real Twitter handle.
My real Twitter handle.
Back.
Back, like the name game. Yeah, so I have a lot of people that are now pretending to be me. It's the dumbest thing I've ever chosen was back, because now there's actual Becca Tobins out there, and people are like, well, that's clearly the real Becca Tobin.
But then the funny Twitter handle you said you keep getting is what now?
It's Tobin.
Whoever you are out there, Tobin.
Sad I didn't think of it first, really, honestly.
Yeah,
Can I have
that's
it?
pretty good.
Yeah.
So on Glee, what's like been your favorite scene to shoot? 'Cause I mean, you guys do so many fun like music pieces and.
Yeah, I can't pick one. I mean, I definitely, wearing the cat suit and singing Holding Out for a Hero with a whip was pretty outrageous and probably one of my most, you know, memorable moments.
Want this job.
It's all latex, head to toe.
Oh my God.
So this is disgusting, and everyone's like, it's the most sexy outfit. I'm like, it's actually the opposite. You're soaking wet. Like your body heat is just
dancing in that must be not
for hours
too
and hours.
comfortable.
Yeah. So like I was dancing at one point and like moved my arm. Sweat came out of the sleeve and like splattered the guys in the seats.
That's what mean girls do. You're like,
yeah,
whatever, take my sweat.
Super sexy.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
I'm excited to keep seeing how your career is going to grow, and Glee is awesome. I'm sure everybody loves watching it. And we're going to put this shirt in our celebrity donation bag right here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.